See, being up like 13 seconds streaming nothing and it's already super bad off is, well, it's not encouraging. It's not encouraging. It's telling me I've dropped half my frame. It's fluctuating. Green to yellow, yellow to fucking whatever. Okay, audio's capturing. Game, would you like to capture? There we are. Okay. Alright, well, exasperated is where I'm at. Hey, Eric. Good to see you. This is mostly a bitrate test, but also, fuck it, it's been a bit, and I need to stream something, and I don't want to stream any more Hades, so it's going to turn into a slideshow. And I thought the server selection thing would have helped, but no, we're still red barring. So that's great. That's fantastic, even. So we're gonna play some Slasher's Keep, because it's jank as fuck, and it's basically a slideshow as it is. Test is looking rough from the start. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's rubber banding to hell and back. Like, it's red barring, and then it's green barring, and then it's red barring again. I mean, I don't know, man. I even put the fucking stat screen up, and it's not... What black magic woman did I piss off? I don't know. Spectrum? Is Spectrum? Are we gonna personify that entity? I'm thinking maybe not. I'm gonna be real, I have no fucking clue. Like, there were some settings in OBS that were different. Christ, like, it's already... How has it dropped this many frames? It's telling me I've dropped half the possible frames that could have fucking existed. Alright, well, we're gonna go into... Apologies, the game's gonna freak out while I go and I check what the fuck is actually happening on the Twitch backend. So, I have ruled out any possibility that it's OBS. Is all I'm gonna say. At this point, I have, beyond a reasonable doubt, determined that this is not my fault. Which means I'm either being attacked by the platform or by my ISP, which is much more likely. I am going to keep as much as it's going to damage the thing potentially further. I am going to go in and I'm going to check this fucking bitrate manager aspect on this end. See, like, Twitch loves my bitrate because Twitch is like, hey man, you've got 8,000 up. That's fucking great. Also, I'm kind of tired of being the bitch about bitrate guy. It's not fun. I don't like it. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Because the game's not even fucking active. We're on a... I don't know. Maybe we'll play a game and then it'll even out, or it won't. Or it won't. It's fine. Fuck it. Alright, slideshow or not. So this is Slasher's Keep. If you've never heard of this, it's a weird jank game that's weird and jank. I am running it with, normally this game does not have... Hey, Eric, with the 3 stream streak, I thank you for hanging out, regardless of bitrate shenanigans. Alright, but yeah, this is Slasher's Keep. It is a rogue, technically light. It's a lot closer to rogue-like than anything else that I played recently. You know, the best example would be to show you, assuming that the stream's going to be up long enough for me to do that. So this game normally doesn't have controller support, but I have Steam's fucking controller mapping enabled. So we are locked in a dungeon. We were locked in a dungeon by our brother, who is some kind of evil wizard. But they forgot to put hinges on the door. Right, so I may have played this game a bunch. So the long and short of it is that this game's gameplay loop is you go through and you fight as much as you can throughout the dungeon, you go as far as you can, and then when you eventually get your ass kicked, you have opportunities to drop stuff into a chute as you go about your merry day. By our brother and Not a Pretty Goth GF. I think the Pretty Goth GF is also there, but like the actual on-paper antagonist is the brother. I don't know, I haven't got past the 4th floor. So, this is all just the bit. And if my walking around looks really stilted and like jank, it's because it is. That is a much better pair of boots. We're gonna go with that one. We need to ditch this and this so that I can equip that and move this here. Yeah, so roguelite, dungeon crawly, like if Kingsfield was made by someone with an addiction problem. Alright, you know what, fine. I'm inventory management, it's great. You know, it's actually been a bit since I've run daggers. So, long-term progression is the name of the game with this thing. So you see here in the lower left corner, we currently have levels. We're at level 9. This is because this is my active use save file. Our split is fucked up and weird and mostly determined by what our armor we pick up is. I can just mostly sell all this shit. But you'll see that each weapon has different stats, different damages, different speeds. And then they may also have, if they're good, skills equipped. Which, when you level up, you can get occasionally a skill point to permanently learn a particular skill. So as you can see here, I have a shit fucking skill spread because my luck is awful. Also, you saw that in the H1 epilogue. I hope the secret way to level up affinity for everyone is a lot more intuitive in H2 when I get to that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I don't know, it's... There's so many other subsystems in Hades 2 I didn't even fucking consider that aspect of it, you know? You know, it's not very often I kill those things before they fully explode. Ooh. We should hold on to this in case we get what we need to make it double up. But yeah, so the name of the game with Slasher's Keep is you walk up and you slash some people and, you know, you try to take as little damage as possible and deal as much damage and find cool shit and find jank shit and sell all of it and then lose all of it when you eventually get sideswiped by some fucking star sniper magician. Or if you accidentally walk off the ledge. Again, walking is going to be stilted because this game is not meant to be played with analog controls It's fine though, I've gotten used to it. What the fuck is our luck this run? Is it because I'm streaming, even though I have bad bitrate? Is the game finally starting to take pity on me? They're like, hey, you've had a couple of fucked up runs. Also, you made 3 weapons last run and they all kind of suck, so we're just gonna let you... take some stats. So, long-term progression. There's boss fights in this game, there's enemies that, you know, take a fuck ton of damage, and that damage level scales as you progress. Eventually you will be murdered, because your gear cannot scale with the degree that the enemies do. And then you get knocked back to square one, and what you need to do in the meantime is get to the right floors to allow yourself to prepare your next run to be really good. Like right now, I have 15 swords because I'm stupid and I lost track of how many things I was throwing into the fucking chute. You start, so the baseline is, it's a 10 level dungeon. You can expand that, which is wild. Maybe it makes the progression less fucked up. But I think you have to clear through, like, the first 10 floor before you do anything weird. You're like, dude, why did that guy's head explode? That's one of those skills I have. So I've been looking for a particular combination of skills. Yeah, I gotten good at that. Looking for a particular combination of skills. This game makes me thirsty to play D&D. Dude. Eric, I cannot tell you how tragic... I'm gonna see what happens when I mix these two. It better be a double permanent upgrade or something. Holy shit, it is. I have no experience with the alchemy in this. So I'm just gonna drink that. So my DM is, he's a teacher, he works at a school, and he took on like 3 different secondary roles as like the overseer for their D&D club, but he's also the volleyball coach, and he's also teaching this extra like coding class that he had no prep for, but he's like the youngest teacher there, so they're like, yeah, you're the most likely to get this. He's getting more money out of it, which is good, but like, he's just... It's been like 2 months, but he basically said like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to prep like anything, so reasonably, just so that I have some sanity, we all have to take a break until the end of volleyball season, which I feel like might be coming up soon. But I have a deep hankering, a deep want for D&D. Like a tragic want. Right, I'm gonna look and see what the fuck. Sorry, just the casual opening of Task Manager to see if there's anything that's eating up my fucking RAM that could be closed. I mean, yeah, we could close that Chrome tab. I don't need Discord open. I don't think I need the Steam client window helper open. I don't need the Epic Games Launcher. These are minuscule and aren't actually doing much, but, you know, we do what we can. We do what we can. I will seize as many megabytes as I can back to the fucking game running. That's concerning. I'm wondering. Because there's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's like 13 instances of OBS browser pages running. And I don't know if that's just like OBS components. Maybe I should just, like, full fucking uninstall OBS and then re-download it. Maybe that would make things work. Probably not, though. I am going to close the Chrome tab because that is eating a lot. And we are green barring, so maybe that helped a little bit. It's hard to tell. I'm going to try not let this bother me, because that fucking... let's see. Okay. If you refresh your pages, we should be a little bit better than we were. You might be a minute behind. Geez, full plate. The full plate goblin? Yeah. Oh, no, my DM. Yeah, no, he has a lot going on. He also moved for that job, so it's like, that's probably not helping his state of mind. But yeah, we've taken like a 2-month break, and I'm going fucking nuts. Clear challenge room within 30 seconds of energy? Okay. So yeah, no D&D. Which, you know, I also empathize with, my buddy's plight of being too fucking busy. But at the same time, I'm sure he misses it just as much as I do. But it is also a lot of prep because we're doing a level 20 fucking Planescape homebrew campaign. I'm gonna make sure that there's a frame cap, if there is a frame cap, that it is actively set. I don't think there are. It's just field of view. I'm just gonna assume this runs at whatever frame rate it runs at. Yeah, my DM. I feel bad that he stacked, like, I've also been in that place where I've bitten off way fucking more than I could chew, and then, I kinda can't really commit myself to anything, even, especially the things that I want to do. It sucks. But yeah, I'm hoping that season's coming to a close relatively soon, so I hope we're gonna come back strong. But yeah, level 20 fucking Planescape extended original campaign. I get him needing to take a break to catch up on session prep. Oh, we did level up. So, when we level up in this game, also I found a ring, I should put that on. I could also just do that. Or I could keep that up. It is a better thing. So, as you can see, we have several things in here. We're going to move away from the talking door, because it gave us a quest. But yeah, so fucking... But I've been starved for D&D, is what I was saying. A friend asked me to make a character... A friend asked me to make a character as me in D&D. The best I could come up with was human artisan tradesman, battlemaster fighter with musket and special. I have actually put some thought into this exact sorry, too many thoughts want to enter my brain and then out my mouth at the same time. This thought exercise of, like, try to write yourself as, like, try to write your character sheet as you see yourself, and then try to write your character sheet as would be accurate. Yeah, I don't want to admit that I'd probably have to roll cleric, because I probably have a negative dexterity modifier now, what with the back. But yeah, man. Fucking, I am hankering. I'm hankering for that game to return, because we were getting right at a particularly juicy bit. but I also understand the problems with a long-term ongoing campaign that's high level. Becomes infinitely hard. Thank God we have a fucking sacrifice thing. So, game mechanics. We leveled up. We get 4 skills every level up. We can attribute them to strength, which increases melee damage and our HP. Dexterity, which increases overall crit chances and armor effectiveness. Intelligence, which increases crit damage, bonus range damage, influence item pricing at the vendor, and also influences our XP gain. So, you need to prioritize intelligence over everything because, much like Pathfinder, it determines what your skill set is and how much XP you get and how many opportunities you get to level up to then build into your skill set. Anyway, we unfortunately did not hit a level that we got a point. I could sell your soul as a warlock for more dex. Fuck, I would at this point. No, I mean, I'm gonna be real. It would be really hard to, as a person, run cleric. Because that's expressly not the person I am. I need to clear this so I can actually wear it. Because I've been running around without a shirt or pants. I realize. Twitch, don't come after me. And you know, these shoes suck, so we're gonna... You know what? It's streamer luck. It just straight up is. It doesn't matter that the stream is crashing and that OBS has eaten half of my frames. I never get this fucking good with the sacrifice plinth. Yeah, but the damage is better on this one, but it has less going on for it. Yeah, see, usually that's how that goes. Like, it'll give me a potion, if that. I wonder what'll happen if I feed it my, So this is a custom. I need to finish one set of thoughts at a time. Apologies. I actually did take the meds that are supposed to help with my fucking ADHD brain today. Although they are also primarily a appetite suppressant. They don't work for that either. If I were to classify, being a cleric would be really great. Being a cleric would be super awesome without, you know, thinking too hard about, you know, being devoted to a god the way that a cleric has to be. You can save that for later. To actually gain their power, you know? Because, let's be real, clerics are the real, fucking... what is the word I'm trying to put out of my brain? By the way, the mountain with the cogwheel in the bottom right. What's the mountain with the cogwheel in the bottom right? Am I crazy? Let me talk. Hello? You're talking about the book? Oh! Weird, that's Fugi. Fugi's freaking out. Oh, you know what? Fugi's freaking out because I turned Discord off. I could also... I could keep Discord off and I could just make it not visible right now. Yeah, there we go. I could close Discord, thank you. That'd be great. Sorry. I didn't notice because I was trying to process thought as someone who shouldn't or can't do that. Oh. The hell? Alright, the game didn't crash. It did freak the fuck out for a second, though. It's like a stream overlay thing. Yeah, so the way that the reactive images that you see on both my and Beyond stream when we have people in the Discord call works is that we use a Discord overlay called Fugi, which projects those images after you upload them per user, or the user uploads their own images and has their account synced, so that when they join a call, that reactive image responds to their mic output. But if Discord's not open the stream element cannot connect because Discord's not open. Which is on me, but, you know, Discord was taking like 80 megabytes of fucking RAM in the background, which is nothing, but at the same time, nyeh. We are the knights who say knee, we need every fucking drop of it. So I have put some thought into, like, what my D&D stat alignment would be. As fun as it would be to be, like, a pontificating asshole and run monk, I'm not that dexterous. I feel like cleric would secretly be the most useful outside of, like, sorcerer. If you're, you know, chill and skilled with it. Or just wizard. Wizard's, like, the toughest because if I wanted to study to be a better person, I would already do that. You know? Especially with my current combination of mental bullshit. I don't want to have to relearn the spell every single day after I use it. You know? I'm not helping either by adding more thoughts. Nah, it's on me. I need to commit to the thing. I am also scraping for stuff at this point, so it's just a matter of, like, have I found all the things? The sacrifice room, I think, technically always counts as a secret. There's usually a secret per floor, you know. Anyway, I think cleric would be the most useful because if you can get past actually having to have faith, which in this world I don't think is a possible thing to commit to anymore, for the pure hypocrisy of it, like, a level 1 cleric has the most useful fucking skill set you could possibly have. For the least amount of effort. Because, like, just think about your cantrips. Spare the dying. Walk into a hospital, be a hero. Get everyone who's not stable. Healing word. Healing fucking, fucking cure wounds, man. All of these are level 1 spells. You get these back on the daily. Hell, you can even be, like, a little miscreant about shit, and you're like, well, what if I want to set the shit on fire as a wizard? And my response to you is, set shit on fire as a cleric with Sacred Flame. But yeah, I think it'd be really useful to be a cleric. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. So, in the hypothetical scenario where we are determining what our class would be, I feel like if I am not cursed by bad luck, I would be some kind of sorcerer, just because I think there's a lot of fun that you can do with, like, thinking about spell manipulation and not having to study for it. That'd be pretty cool. Also, I've talked the talk and walked the walk. I think I'm alright at bullshitting and or entertaining. In my D&D game with friends, we depleted the deck of many things we had and had a pair of chuckle fucks who won a new deck of many things in a carnival episode. That's... Your DM is so kind to you that you pulled through an entire deck of many things and you still have characters. Like at all. You drew a card and lost 2 int, rough. But to be fair, that's like one of the kinder bad cards. And if you're wondering why the character is panting like he's dying, it's because the sprint normally is a button press, but when you set the controller on the Steam controller input, it just auto translates sprint to your analog stick, which could be a little more optimized. I'm not gonna fuck around with that right now, though. So Warlock is one of those things where I feel like it would really depend on the entity that you have a contract with. Because I think that there are a couple of like real-world examples of being a Fey Warlock. Just like, you know, folklore and legends that are just like, yeah, I mean, this is usually going to be a universally bad deal. There is never a reason to take fucking Great Old One, because just like, oh, okay, cool, you're no longer sane, and you can no longer appreciate what, you know, you have wrought. I'm too lazy to be a fighter. I'm too lazy to be a wizard. So I'd have to be some kind of spellcaster. And I'm not dexterous enough to be a rogue, so it's really, we're down to, like, sorcerer, which I could fuck with. I could majorly fuck with, especially depending on the type of sorcerer I am. Or just, like, it'd be pretty easy to be a cleric if you, just play the Shin Megami Tensei games and you're just like, yeah, I'm a cleric of Gnosticism. Which is not any kind of real cleric, because you're not, like, dedicating yourself to a particular entity. It's just like, here's the lore of the fucking book without any of the pseudo personality contest shit. All right, so we have reached on the second floor the merchant. This is where we sell all of our nondescript bullshit and stuff that we don't want for our next run. I'm gonna be real, these things have been in my inventory forever. I'm getting rid of a couple of them. I'm getting way too many, like, axe and hammer setups. I'd prefer swords. Bard could pass as a streamer. I mean, shit, man. I'm not talented enough to be a bard. You know, if you want to get real ancillary about it, you could, you can pull out the, what is the critical role, bard from fucking the Wildmount expansion? It's the College of Tragedy. I could be an overzealous fucking, pompous, like, fucking stage asshole. Yeah, I'm down for that. That could work. Also, I've never seen this thing in the shop. I don't know if I just hit, like, a number of games through where it starts to give me good shit, or if streamer luck is real. Because it appears that streamer luck is real. I'm gonna buy this empty bottle. I think you can make a drinkable with the enchantment scrolls, but you need, like, this glob shit. Bard could best as a streamer. There's another streamer that I watch occasionally who has a podcast that I tune into, and that was apparently him and his wife started playing D&D recently, and they're like, yeah, let's do that. His original idea was to play either a bard or a warlock, where it's just like, here's medieval social media influencer in the worst way because we're making fun of it. I could buy this shirt if I find enough. I don't know if I will. I'm gonna be real, I hate this, but it's not worth to lose it for 12 because it does big damage.
Be safe, friend.
It would do even more big damage if I actually had it equipped. No, so I'm thinking just like, I could maybe pass off Ranger. Potentially, just like Beastmaster for the sake of the fact that I desperately enjoy spending time with my animals and of the menagerie that have existed. I mean, I guess you could also push for Druid that way. But I think I'm a little too cynical to be like, I appreciate nature, but I don't know if I am in tune with nature to that degree. There are a couple types of ranger I could maybe get away with trying to, like, self-actualize as. Oh, hello. I'm managing my inventory, so I'm gonna need you to fuck off. I could just equip this big thing and then go back to the bard Or not the bard, the fucking the shop. Bard is just the word on the mind. Anyway, here's this hammer I made last run. It's slow as balls, but it kills in one hit. At least on this floor. It very much did not kill in one hit on floor 6. Which is why I had to send it back. I'm not talented enough to be a bard. Because bards have... there's the debate of, like, is a bard because of the skill sets they have, or do the skill sets you have make you a bard? And I currently am not a multifaceted, multi-talented person. I got a little bit... You can maybe excuse a Tinker's Tools proficiency. But I am not good with any instruments. There's still something in here, and that's why the doors are locked. And this is not just me shitting on myself because it's easy to do when you're a cynic. Dude, what is this run? I never get any of that shit. Anyway. Fuck. Okay. Okay, I can't use that there. I have to put this onto a, weapon. Oh, shit. This thing gives me +7. Well, now it's gonna give me +9. What did I fucking pick up? Get this shit out of here. Oh, right, I had the big thing equipped, so it wasn't taking as much stuff in my inventory. Whoops. But yeah, I could either run Paladin, potentially, because when you get down to the thought process behind what a Paladin is, you are not committed to a deity per se, you are committed to an ideal. And I have lived a life that has been problematic for those of in my immediate vicinity and myself, because I'm too committed to my own ideals. So that's an easy excuse there. You also get some of the useful shit. You don't get any of the fucking any of the cantrip fun, unless you're playing a very particular style of paladin. But yeah, just like hardcore belief. I feel like I'm just so goddamn tired. So can I commit myself to that to determine whether or not I got powers? Probably not. Yeah, so either I find something that wants to give, wants to exploit me that way, and become a warlock, or I accept the creationist determinism of the D&D, roleplay setting. Kind of requires you to commit to a particular lifestyle if you want magic. Because, like, here's the upsides on cleric are wild. It's like, oh hey, yeah, let me just cure any injuries. Let's say you get to level 3 fucking spells. You've got, I don't remember if it's a second... It's either a level 3 spell or it's a level 1 spell that I acquired at level 3 as a character. I can't remember right now because it's been so long since I fucking played. Lesser Restoration is looked over, like, it is scoffed at in the game once you get past level 5. But, dude... The ability to cure poison or, like, any kind of time that you're feeling like shit. You're just like, yeah, no, instantly better. It's like, any kind of... Curing poisoning right off the fucking bat for anything is fucking wild. you will never, you know, if once you're done partying, you can just lesser restoration yourself. You are no longer drunk or intoxicated in any way, shape, or form. Fucking... But yeah, it's really hard to get past, like, Cure Wounds as just, like, a utility for life. It's like, oh, hey, man. You broke your arm. Give me $4,000. It's less than what the fucking hospital will charge you. Alright, there you go. It's fixed. But the alternative... So, Cleric, potentially, of... a deity that's just like, yeah, live your life the way you do, and that in and of itself is an act of reverence for me. I'd be cool with that. Hearing you go through these, I could have also done Paladin too, probably. Considered Ranger, but I don't get outside enough. Plus, I wasn't sure how compatible they are with firearms. So, Eric, there's a really interesting dichotomy of thought on this, depending on what setting you're playing and what version of the rules you're playing. I personally do not acknowledge D&D 2024 because I think most of the updates they've made to the classes are net negative. The only positive to come out of that fucking update in the game is that healing does more healing. Like, everything else just fucking blows. Somehow I've dropped 204,000 frames. The thing that bothers me looking at the fucking bitrate is that, like, my bitrate consistency is consistently inconsistent, which is a fucking sentence, so I apologize. But I'm, like, running between 12,000 and 17,000 kilobits per second. I only need 6 to run HD. To put a stream out at 1080p at 60 frames a second, you only really need between 4,500 and 6,000 kilobits per second upload speed. So the fact that I'm fucking tripling that and I'm still red barring means that something is wrong. And considering how nothing but a couple of software updates that made some changes I wasn't particularly aware of until I changed them back.
Hello.
And we're still having problems. There's no fucking feasible explanation for what's happening, and it's kind of pissing me off, but
Be safe.
I'm trying not to get down about it. Let's see. Okay. Because I haven't gone through the full list of, like, what-ifs. So, this is under 5e standard. Because that's the version of the rule set that I'm most acquainted with. Let's just put that in there for later. So if you were running 5th edition Spelljammer, if in the hypothetical situation where you're not playing a human, you could be a GIF, and the GIF, not Gith Yankee or Zerai, but GIF, G-I-F-F, the hippo people. Their god is considered the god of firearms, and every GIF is born with the blessing of understanding firearms, regardless of complexity. So this manifests in 5e as the GIF, like their species bonus is that they have the gunner feat, and they don't need to reload, or they don't need to take an action to reload. Alright, so these are enemies that I have general disdain for. Also because their hitboxes are bullshit. And I don't have, like, an effective range option, really. Now, if you just kind of, like, circle strafe and sidestep them a little bit, they will not hit you, but if they hit you, they'll recover and get out of your range of attack. Or they'll stop outside of your range of attack. It's kind of bullshit. So if you play a GIF in Spelljammer, you could effectively have, like, a laser fucking blunderbuss at level 1 with no need to interact with reload action economy. At level 1, if you throw something on that really leans into, like, the Dexterity Ranger as opposed to Wisdom Ranger, like, if you play Horizon Walker, that's a good starting point. No, but like I think the ranger conversation is the same thing as the rogue and the bard conversation, where I don't have it's not so much dexterity, but I don't have the inherent competency in the person that I am to even think that that's really an option for me. It's kind of splitting the difference between like, oh hey, what if druid or what if this, but I'm just like, yeah, there's a power box you can turn off the traps around here. It's just like I cannot get my dog to listen to me outside of, you know, situations where he's like actually freaked out. I feel like I have a deeper bond with him than your average Joe. But I don't think I'm a Beastmaster fucking Ranger. Also, it's the fucking... It's the jack of all trades bullshit where it's like, okay, yeah, I have a varied enough skill set, but the actual skill set overlap that I have does not fit Ranger. I think that there's a better argument for Artificer, but I'm not actually I know theory. I'm not an actual electrical engineer by any practical means. I know what not to do once you take the faceplate of an AC power outlet off, but I also don't want to do that shit. So I think Artificer's out. I know that Artificer, like, it has this problem because you're creating magical items, and there's just this fucking built-in overlap with people misunderstanding the class. That it's like, oh, this is the gun class, and it's like, okay, there's a subclass with an Artificer that, like, you could even remotely try to say is the gun class, but it's not because they use guns, it's because the arcane ballista that you get as an arcane ballista, like, coded fucking Artificer is the class. Like, you're building into this arcane canon that is really just like the narrative excuse to have extra spells. But that's enough about me bitching about Artificer. There are people who've done that better. Ooh, those are good boots. That, however, is a better breastplate. I don't have a lot of money. What's going on here? Battle mace with Arcanist on it. I'm gonna buy these boots because it has another level of speedy sword on it, and I can take these ridiculous boots that I have and put them back into the chute for next run. But yeah, like, people lean in on Paladin for like, oh, like, you leaned slightly to the left, you broke your oath, you are now like a necromantic fucking shitbag asshole, as part of your thing. But like, I feel like there's a lot more fluidity in being a paladin than people who have nothing better to do than read the rules too inefficiently would really consider. Because it's like, yeah, there's the generalized vows, like the vow of enmity and the vow of fucking vengeance and the vow of fucking the ancients, which is like, hey, I wanted to be a charisma druid, but also a ranger, but melee. That one's weird. Fucking Crown of the Ancients it's interesting, but I wouldn't want to put the number of levels I would have to into the class to justify what I'm doing with it, you know? It's like, alright, if I'm starting a campaign at level 9, maybe. Yeah, so the golden orbs have treasure in them. Ooh. You got a whole bunch of shit, don't you? tried to put together Artificer Warlock multiclass to have Eldritch Blast pistol. Big investment to get off the ground. Yeah, because you're kind of splitting the difference between an intelligence class and a charisma class. And if you're doing any amount of either, you also really need... I'm very low in health. I'm glad I noticed that. If you are really investing, like, longevity into either, you do kind of have to put a lot into con just to balance out your shitty hit dice. It's one of those classes that, like, if you are starting at a table with a very generous DM that allows you to roll, like, let's take what on record has been the starting point for campaign 4 for Critical Role. Not that that's like your standard table, but still. Brennan has stated that everyone there rolled 5d6 and rerolled 1s. Which is why you have a whole bunch of characters that have like fucking multiple stats at 18 or higher at level 1. If you have a really generous DM who lets you do some shit like that, because they're planning on murdering you, what else? We're not gonna try to do that, so we're gonna put forward these things. I'm not gonna engage with the crafting this run. If you have an incredibly generous GM that lets you roll stats and then lets you determine what you're going to be playing after the fact, yeah, maybe you can make that work. But the split between Warlock and Artificer is like, okay, I need this much con to not die, I need this much wisdom to not die, because wisdom is kind of, regardless of what class you're playing, you kind of universally have to put points into wisdom because it's the most commonly rolled, like, wisdom covers the most commonly rolled fucking skill sets in the game. I'm gonna sacrifice this. I think that's worse. I think that was a net loss. But yes, to get back to the point of what I am saying. We're putting a point in a Master Smith because I'm using a weapon that I built. It really depends on, like, what you're trying to run an Artificer as. Like, if you want to run an Artificer as, like, a, you know, a potion crafter, alchemist, like Alchemist running a potion shop, that's great. That's good ludonarrative synchronicity within the class. If you're trying to run like the armor master as like a weapons or a weapons and armor smith, there's a total like understandable pathway for that. But yeah, to mix it with Warlock would be really, like, heavy on the investment. Yeah, led that shot. That's skill. Nothing but skill. I've been playing this game too much. I think, honestly, the cheekier move to get access to Eldritch Blast, although I feel like the power cannon fucking, Artificer might have the ability to get Eldritch Blast. I don't know, it's been a while since I've looked at the book. You could just take the Spell Sniper feat and take Eldritch Blast. Now, I know that the whole point of being a Warlock is how many ways it benefits you to have Eldritch Blast as your primary means of attack, because you can put dedicated Eldritch Invocations into making that thing do way more damage than it ever would outside of the context of being a Warlock. But On the off chance that you don't want to give yourself a fucking migraine, oh my god, I dropped fucking all my potions. Trying to justify how much time you're going to be spending not having spell proficiency to justify what you're casting at your level. Although, Artificer and Warlock are half-casters, and Warlock has the fun rule that everybody forgets about until they actually go back into the book because you tell them to. Where if you have Pact Magic and you're multiclassing, Pact Magic defaults to using your better spell save DC. So if you're multiclassing as a Warlock and a Druid, that's a bad choice, don't do that, but technically if your Wisdom is higher, you could use that spell save. No, it's not the spell save. The spell save is determined by the class. It's spell slots. So you could use a level 5 Druid slot to cast a Pact Magic spell. Alternate idea, cool DM that lets me use an otherwise inoperable firearm as my arcane focus. See, that's fun. That's just fluff on like the generic arcane focus item that you get with the starting kit. Throat is drying up. But yes. That's also an idea. You could just get Spell Sniper, which would be better if you're doing ranged spells anyway, but honestly, I just generally prefer, on the off chance I ever get to run Artificer, I never have in an official game, but I have built multiple. I just like the fucking subclass abilities that you get from Alchemists. They just are kinda better. Because it takes levels to get the arcane cannon off the ground. Like, honestly, your time is better spent elsewhere. God damn it, I missed the secret door that opened, even though I saw it and I said nothing about it. Yeah, apparently I've dropped 240,000 frames. I don't think that's possible. Do you? I'm thinking that might be a trifle bullshit. Or the math is so broken across the board that it doesn't even matter anymore. But yeah, so to get to the actual factual fucking point of what the fuck I was saying, because I just checklisted everything but what I would do, I would totally take on, honestly, any sorcerer. Any sorcerer subclass is badass, and just basically will depend on what kind of shenanigans I can get into. Because I'm currently playing a fucking Awakened Mind sorcerer. And that subclass is really fucking fun, and it's really problematic if you know what you're doing, which might be the other reason my game is not continuing. As of, no, I mean, the guys are probably desperate to play as well, but, you know, I don't metagame. I just think outside of the box and come to the same conclusions. Which is kind of a shitty way to say that, like, you know, I'm not a dumbass, I think about shit. Spell Sniper is great if you ever have an encounter larger than 60 feet. Yeah, I mean, so depending on how you want to build your fucking character. So, like, let's say you're running a Warlock, because I did this. If you are running a Warlock, and you are going all in, you have put all chips on Eldritch Blast, your packed indications are probably going to be, you know, the one that gives you... I think I made... No, this is not the one I made. It's close to it, though. Toss that, and toss these trash. Alright, that's gonna be there. There are a couple of things you can get. There are a couple of dedicated, Eldritch invocations that affect Eldritch Blast. Agonizing Blast is the one that allows you to add your Charisma modifier to every, blast of Eldritch Blast, which, basically, as of level 5, if you're building your character right, should be an extra +5. Or +4 or +5, depending on how meta you build your character. So the other one would be Eldritch Spear, which turns the range of your Eldritch Blast from 120 to, I think, 300. Like, I think it's a flat 300. Then you take Spell Sniper, which allows you to immediately double that, because it's a passive aspect of Spell Sniper. Once you take Spell Sniper, your ranged spell attacks are just double distance, regardless of whether or not you fucking want them to be. So that's 600, and then let's say hypothetically you have a little bit extra time to fuck around, and you're high enough level that you get another feat, and you take, or you're playing human, like an actual meta bastard. Just like, oh yeah, no, I'll take variant human so that I can get my fucking free feat at level 1. The humans, man, they love the feat picks, and, yeah. They like to pick feats. So, like, let's say you take, as of Tasha's fucking, what is it? It's, Metamagic Adept. So Metamagic Adept is pretty useless outside of two contexts. Eldritch Spear at 2024 is, 30 times level, or 30 feet times level. See, that's ridiculous, because, like, at what point is that even feasibly useful? Like, you're gonna run out of visibility before you fucking run out of range. Anyway, extended spell, or not extended spell, distant spell is one of the metamagics you can cast. So you can get one casting where your Eldritch Blast can naturally go 1,200 feet at, like, level 7 or 9, depending on how much of a dickhead you're playing your game as. Alright, so we're putting this in here, assuming that we get access to another potion to increase stats. I really have to look at the 2024 rules because, like, Jesus fucking Christ, man, some of those things are nonsensical. Like, problematic, even. They absolutely screwed the pooch on the new Ranger adaptation, though. Fucking... to have your capstone feature basically be able to double the damage on your... or have two concurrent Hunter's Marks. Like, that's what you get to level 24? Really? You could also just cast Hex as a Warlock, and have, like, you're casting 4 Eldritch Blasts per Eldritch Blast. Once you get to, what is it, 17? Or is it 14? I don't remember. Point being, you get 4d6 additional damage from a level 1 spell compared to your level 20 fucking capstone feature as a 2024 Ranger. Please, anyone, if you can, try to justify that, because I can't. Also, they absolutely decimated Ring of, or Circle of the Moon Druid. They completely broke the way Wild Shape works. It's no longer worthwhile to play Druid. Which sucks. We've gone this far, and I still haven't actually stated what I would pick. But yeah, not to be a bastard. I would probably pick either a Twilight Cleric dedicated to the Raven Queen, because death is inevitable, and the Embrasure of Entropy is just, you know, a facet of existence. Okay, I have to put this shit in here because I'm probably not making it through this this boss rush. All of our potions and all the castable good shit. So there's a non-zero chance we get out of this, because I know how to cheese this particular boss.
Thought that was nice.
Yeah, we don't need this. What do you got here? Ooh, look at this thing. Damn, that thing's nuts. How much I got? I got 200. I can sell some more shit. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, 30 feet times level is dumb as fuck. That instantly becomes like, okay, this is fun when you think about the numbers, but you're never going to have a practical application for it. Because your visibility range is not going to even meet, like, level 5 in most circumstances. But, you know, that's what it is. Sell that. Oh, this has Golden Tongue on it, which means that if we actually make a sword, I could take that. Oh, shit. Okay. What we got? What we got? What we got? What we got? Wow, Mind Blast on a ring. That's wild. This thing's cool, though. I don't have enough for both. Yeah, I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna send it down. I'm gonna trade that in. I'm gonna trade that in. I still don't have enough for that. Fuck. Yeah, no. You know that I'm going to. So, if I had to pick, just for the sake of it, yeah, either Twilight Cleric dedicated to the Raven Queen if I get to pick Elven deities, if I have to pick from D&D deities, or, if I am a sorcerer, either, Draconic Sorcerer, because that's cool, and, you know, why turn down the ability to just burn shit? Alright, we're going in there with nothing. Yeah, no, we don't need those. Not for this boss. We're going in with nothing. You know, the real downside is we permanently upgraded this particular weapon. And if we do die, it's gone. Good save. Just in case. I think Awakened Mind Sorcerer is also pretty sick. There's a statement to be made about how one becomes a sorcerer in modern existence, because it's usually like, hey, a magical entity happened to be in your bloodline, and when it comes to Awakened Mind, your inherent magic is the result of, like, eldritch shit. Or stuff from the far realm that would break other people's minds. So yeah, this spider shits out a bunch of eggs that have horrible, horrible acid in them. But they also have spiders in them if you... yeah, I should have had health on my hotbar. From 1 second to the next, your arms seem too heavy to lift. Your vision grows dim as you drag your feet across the floor in a vain attempt to carry on fighting. With your last breath, you embrace the tranquility and fade into the light as you reach out to touch it, it speeds away. You feel as though you are falling through the endless void, tumbling ever faster until you jolt back to life by forces unknown. You awake in your cell, your equipment looted and your head buzzing with ache. Your body feels weaker and memories of your attempted escape have vanished. So here's the real tragedy. Orange text. You've lost 28 of your money, 3 strength, 2 dex, 6 int, 2 levels, and all non-permanent skills. Any items you didn't toss into an item chute are gone. This game is fucking brutal. I think we came out of that with a net negative, because I lost a dagger that gave me fucking 9 additional dex. We did, however, throw a bunch of shit into the well. A lot of it is going to require us to get to the 3rd floor. So, here's hoping. God damn it. I put too much garbage into that fucking thing. Oh, I can just drop that. That's actual trash. That's my hammer that I made. What do we got here? Okay. So these are all craftables. Kinda have to save those for when we get to the 3rd floor, but I don't know if we have... We need to get a hilt. I don't know if that's a pommel. We need something to be the sheath of this fucking... Or not sheath, but the fucking hilt of the sword. Otherwise, we will not be able to use it. Anyway. So, yeah. Either Sorcerer or Twilight Cleric, because that seems like the least intrusive and has the coolest list of gods to pick from. Should I be so inclined to have to believe in a god. Although, if we're getting given magical powers, maybe my faith would be a little more on the ball. Anyway. So yeah, I mentioned why I would take Cleric, because your level 1 spell set is, like, world-defining. If you have Cure Wounds as, like, a normal human being, you are the most valuable and wanted person on the planet. And if you don't, then your alternative, if you're going Sorcerer, is magic that is inherent to your existence, that, you know, comes from your sorcerer's soul, which means, you're the real, sugar beneficiary. Because just because your mom or dad got it on with a devil or an angel or a weird Cthulhu or a dragon, or your grandma did, it's fine. We all support teratophilia here. You get free magic, and that it's just as simple as that. Venomous Scepter, eh? I kinda wanna see what this does. It has the shotgun range, so it's gotta be close range. Let's find out. Oh, this is one of the kinetic wands, which killed him before he could get spiked. Unfortunate. Free magic forever, but specifically, even if I were only ever a level 1 sorcerer, Prestidigitation is the best cantrip that you can have in this reality, because it's literally fucking anything you want it to be. But specifically, one of the listed functions of your standard Prestidigitation is the ability to make a 1 foot by 1 foot cube clean. Oh, is there, you know, bloodstains or dirt on this fucking carpet? Guess what? Not anymore. Prestidigitation, bitch. Turn an all-day affair into 20 minutes at best. Or at worst, even. Not to mention, like, the ability to light and, like, put out fires. Although I think that's more thaumaturgy. It is one of those things that's expressly mentioned in Prestidigitation as well, but it's like, no one ever really uses it for that. Also, Prestidigitation allows you to make small, non-discernible, non-magical baubles or, you know, items that look like they're valuable, that last for a minute. So here, let me just generate this small bar of gold. Here's a diamond. It's a shitty diamond, it's a rough diamond, and it'll only exist in your hand for a minute. But don't worry about that. Or if you want to, like, apply that skill set to the real world, oh hey, walk up to the front of a concert, and you're like, okay, if you have enough mastery over this skill, over this fucking, you know, cantrip, walk up to a concert and then instantly create a VIP ticket in your hand. You only need to show it at the gate for that minute, right? And it's a cantrip, it's free, just like 6 seconds later, do it again. Because that's, a VIP pass is a non-magical item, right? Fuck it. So yes, sorcerer for free magic, cleric for a literal, world-altering skill set, especially since I'm so fucking anti-capital healthcare. Hey, walk on down to, you want to be real fucking about it? Find 5 people on Skid Row for your level 1 day with your level 1 spell slots. And, oh, lesser restoration. You suddenly have no, fucking poisons in your bloodstream anymore. You are cured of your addiction. Although the addiction itself might be something for, like, greater restoration, but shit, you put enough time in as a cleric, like, it depends on what form of magical realism we're sticking to. Like, if XP is a result of interactions as a cleric is not healing, you know, the wounded, your prime fucking source of experience. Just power level by being a good person, providing free healthcare to people who actually need it. Can you tell where all of my cynicism is just rested in? Ugh, God. What would you do with magic? I would do basic nice things. I would defy the culture that wants us to die for someone else's profit. Isn't that fun? Isn't that the power fantasy of a lifetime? Is to not have to worry about medical bills. Or fuck it, be a scumbag about it. Get your fucking doctorate. Or fake a doctorate. I do have to say that so the little fight that you have to do to get to the next floor, where this guy is impermeable to any harm. Like, you hit him with a weapon, he doesn't do shit. You hit him with a magic thing, it doesn't do shit. You specifically have to use your I hit you with my backpack to launch him into a spike wall. It's a lot easier to do with dual analog control. Even when your dual analog control is as jank as the version of it that I'm dealing with. Drop that. Put that there. Alright, next floor. We've hit a really consistent lag spike and kinda getting frustrated with it. I could be reading the lore, but who knows if these frames even exist. I sure as shit don't. Man, that's looking choppy as shit, that sucks. But to go back to one of your earlier points, Eric, I don't know who's... Oh boy, I just saw shit flashed. We back? Were we gone? I see that my dropped frames reset, so that's fun. That might have been a result of me doing the speed test. I have 40 megabit upload. Cut off when we were going back to one of my previous points. Oh shit. God damn it. Okay, so that's the fun thing when you're dealing with Twitch. When you have a Twitch VOD that is being fucked with because of a massive delay, and there's anything that happens to that Twitch VOD, like there's a connection hiccup, like what just happened. What is going on? Anyway, no, so like we didn't miss anything, luckily, but when you have a massive delay like what I've been dealing with for no fucking reason, and there's a hiccup with a connection, that part of the VOD's destroyed. It's deleted, it's gone forever. So there's a non-zero chance that this VOD is now going to be in 2 parts. If I choose to fucking upload it at all, I might not. Because this was mostly just to see if the fix fixed it. No, but when I went into my OBS settings, like, literally nothing changed. I did, like, 2 major updates. I re-updated my fucking graphics drivers, and I seriously fucking doubt that's it. And I updated OBS, and OBS had my default server set to not be automated, not be automatic connections, which might not be the best way to connect. I don't fucking know. Maybe I should stick to a particular thing. Still says I'm at 116, or 126 for me. Yeah, like, I'm looking at OBS, and it's just, like, there's no break, but there might be on the Twitch side. That's a later problem. But, what was I... We didn't miss anything, luckily. Assuming that the hiccup just is lost data. I'm just bitching about how I kind of, like, definitively know whatever the fuck is happening is not my fault. Which doesn't make me feel better. You know? I do not feel better knowing that it's not a result of my fucking action or inaction that I've been unable to fucking stream, because that means that there is either something happening on the Twitch backend, which, like, I seriously doubt it's even geographic, because fucking Beyond doesn't deal with this shit. And, you know, we're not fucking next door neighbors, but there's not that big a difference between where he is and where I am. At least from a server standpoint, there's only fucking 2 in LA. But yeah, the OBS update automated my server connection to a specific thing that may or may not have been by LAX, which is far enough that I probably... It didn't show up as an option when I tried to reselect it. That's how stupid, like, a deal it was. I thought going back to automated would help. It has not, as we see today. So, definitively, one of 2 things. There is hardware damage from my ISP's service lines that is affecting my upload bandwidth, which is very specific. It's not noticeable when I run any kind of speed tests, but that could just be because it's capturing within a moment, and OBS does an extended upload over a long period of time, which may be why there's so many fucking fluctuations. Alternatively, there's no damage, and they are actively throttling my fucking bitrate because they don't want me to use the bandwidth I pay for, which I pay way too fucking much for, mind you, but, you know, geographic monopolies aside, it's not too many fucking alternatives. I'm gonna save that for later in case I need it. Yeah, no, I've ruled out every reasonable explanation. So now I have to go sounding like a fucking conspiracy theorist and say either Twitch is deprioritizing my stream because I have low viewer retention. Which, who fucking knows? Maybe that is the dichotomy they're doing. Or Spectrum's actively throttling my shit and lying about it when I confront them on a customer service line. Which, I don't expect your average schmuck answering a customer service line to be able to have access to the information to see if I'm getting throttled. But, oh boy, does it fucking feel like I'm getting throttled when I have 1200 fucking kilobit upload bitrate and then it just still can't handle. Like, I'm literally cycling between double what I need to stream at 1080, 1080-60, to 3 times what I need to stream at 1080-60 because I did upgrade my modem like I was told to by assholes. And I did notice an increase in my fucking upload rate because I have a DOCSIS 3.1 modem now, and that shit is made for gigabit internet both ways. Which, shocker, my ISP couldn't handle if they tried. I don't know, I'm sounding real fucking salty. I'm just so fucking... Like, I know y'all are tired of it. It's not a fun fucking conversation to have. I'm sick of going into it. But I'm also sick of getting fucked with. Like, fuck, man. I did everything the fuck right. You know? And still, like, I find myself constantly on the end of this loop where I'm like, oh, hey, how hath God blighted Connor today? Is streaming the one thing a week he was looking forward to? Ever? Especially in the last 2 months where D&D's not been a thing? Yeah. Kinda. Are we approaching, no, we've exceeded 1 year since I started streaming again. Because November's been so fucking hectic. You know, it's really putting a fucking dampener on, fun. And I feel like I'm entitled to a little bit of fun. And I feel like I would be in a better state of mind for y'all if I wasn't dealing with this shit. Because I shouldn't have to deal with this shit. Alright, we're at that point where we need to start finding the thing to drop old stuff to. And it's not like, oh, lazy bastard went to the first fucking YouTube video tutorial on how to work OBS that he could find. I've compared like 15 different fucking sources on how to fucking calibrate this shit. And most of them are just like, hey, yeah, no, the default settings that Twitch forces on your fucking shit are basically what you want to aim for, just to make sure that your computer can handle that. And I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe, because I have an Intel card, maybe the Intel card's having a fucking failure and the CPU processing's down, even though when I went to check, it's fine. It should be fine. It should be fucking fine. I should actually even be able to run this stream in 4K. I'm not a partner, so I can't get like your fucking 2440 by 1660 fucking at 144 frame upload bullshit, but my internet should be able to fucking handle this. Like, unless there's some secret fucking cabal I have to join. Listen, I'll join the secret fucking cabal. Just make my fucking thing work, right? Like, shit. Like, I'm not gonna do the conversion to megabytes because every bit is 1/12 of a byte. So, y'all do the math. But I've got, like, 12,000 fucking kilobit upload. I'd only, like, even if I was running this at, like, stupid levels, I would only need 6,000 from every single source I've ever seen. That's Warlock talk right there. Listen, I would gladly become a Warlock should an Eldritch deity that is, you know, not immediately planning on fucking me over, become available. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'll sell out. I'll sell out to, you know, some kind of Fey entity that controls bandwidth. I sound like full-on insane right now. I know that I do, and and part of it's fun. Part of it's fun to get to go a little crazy about it and be like, be a little bit ridiculous and fucking just say random bullshit because it's funny. But at the end of the day, I'm fucking exhausted. I hate dealing with this shit, and I just want the fucking thing to work the way it should. Sell your stroll to stream better. Dude, if I'm selling my soul, it's not to stream. Respectfully. I know people who would take that deal and would probably be better for it. I just fucking, like, if I'm selling my soul, if I am confirmed to an eternity of bad times, I gotta at least get a house out of that, right? Like, come on. But at that point, you may as well just, like, take the vampire deal and be like, alright, never see the sun again, I'll have to move, but, you know, a little bit of hypnosis, a little bit of, that would be useful. A little bit of fucking... Alright, this is a hilt. Where's the other component I need? I'm just gonna take this and hope that it's all I need. I am selling that. That sucks. This also sucks. I'm gonna get this. This seems pretty alright. We're trying to build our sword for this. So we have... That's a hilt. That's a pommel. I don't care for mace head right now, really. Sturdy fetish. Nice. Like, if I'm gonna sell my soul, it's gonna be for something that I could use to, like, actually, you know, fuck around and have fun with it. But I would just, like, I pay my dues. I literally pay my dues. I go to work so that I can pay this particular bill. Give me what I pay for. I literally don't expect anything else of you. I don't expect you to be a kind or caring entity. I understand that all you care about is money, but if you want my money, Earn it. Give me what I'm paying for. Like, hey, Beyond. We're bitching about the stream because apparently the quote-unquote fixed settings have done jack shit. So I'm kind of crashing out over the course of the last hour and a half. Also, we're talking about what our realistic D&D class would be, which is how we got to the conversation about selling our soul for the ability to own a house. Because aren't we all kind of there? Like, I don't think I'm too far off kilter to say that. You just woke up? What the hell? When did you go to sleep? Usually I'm the one waking up at 8 p.m. What the fuck? You got home from work knocking out. Oh, okay, you took a nap. Alright, got you. But yeah, if you had to pick a D&D class, what do you think? Like, realistically, not saying like, oh, what would you want to be if you could power fantasy? Like, what do you personally right now think you could do? And I got to the determination point that I'm not, like, multifaceted in my skill set enough to be, like, a bard or a rogue or a ranger or a fighter, really. I vote barbarian for... I can see barbarian for Beyond, but... So I'm running, Oath of Spite, Paladin. That I'm committing to that, actually. Because I will, fuck it. I commit crimes in the name of spite on a daily basis. And those crimes are the fact that I'm alive still. And people with money would rather that not be the case. Do I not have gloves?
Don't die out there.
I don't have pants. What am I doing? Like, actively, what the anyway. Rage monster, barbarian, pugilist, monk, or even, like, a gunner, kind of. So, there isn't really, like, a dedicated gunner thing. You could be, like, a dex-focused, ranger. But that also kind of requires... it's fine. That we're not here to split it. We are here to split hairs, actually, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna fucking, you know, big chair. I memorized the player's handbook from 2014 about this because it's literal power fantasy fucking pontification. But yeah, Oath of Spite Paladin. There. I would prefer to have cantrip, so, you know, if I could get, like, Twilight Cleric, because there's a moral gray that comes with that subclass. And just, you know, throw me to the wolves. Have me worship the Raven Queen, because her shit's about death and fate. And those two things are inescapable. So if I'm going to acknowledge anything, it's going to be those two things. Oh, boy. Okay, our fucking bitrate. I'm far too tired to be a barbarian, I think. I didn't consider it before. I do rage against the dying of the light, amongst other things, but at the same time... Fuck. You know? Can't be bothered. So what is this anyway? Okay, so yeah, video game. We are playing a video game, aren't we? The stream might think we're playing a slideshow, but we're playing a video game. This is Slasher's Keep. This is a roguelite dungeon crawler that's extremely fucking difficult. I have half-assed my way to have it support a controller. And the game has taken umbrage with my existence as a result. But yeah, roguelite, basically, you're crawling through the dungeon trying to get the best combination of items that you can so that you can get to the top floor and beat all the stuff. There is a crafting system where you can find components like this to make your own weapons. You can find shit on the floor, like so far I've only found a shirt and shoes and gloves. So I am freeballing it for this particular run, because a pair of pants that is worthwhile has not presented itself. That would be useful for something else. Okay, that's only... shit. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna put that on this hammer that we made. And now it has a melee knockback. But more importantly, it opened up a single thing in my fucking inventory. Yeah, so it's like inventory management, and it's, you know, crawl around and learn battle systems. So there's like a traditional level system that gives you points, so you put it into strength, dex, or intelligence, depending on what stat you want to boost. And then there is a long-term progression perma-learn skill set system that is eldritch and does not like me. So I have a very poor combination of RNG, because what else would I have? So I have a bunch of like kind of mid to useless skills. Yeah, so that's the big thing. Every time you die, you lose fucking everything. Just everything. Everything in your inventory, everything you're carrying. Everything you don't send down like a fucking chute in a wall before you die, you lose. Also, every time you die... Also, you can use the environment and stuff like that. Also, every time you die, you lose levels. So, like, right now we're level 10. When we die, we're going to lose, like, at least 2 or 3 levels. And with the levels lost, we also lose permanent progression. Or not permanent progression stats. These are These are fluid stats at this point. Because every time we die, we lose a random amount of them. So, like, for example, I want to use this thing to make something else later. So I'm going to put it in the chute, and next run, I'm going to have it. But this run, we're going to keep most of this shit. Not that one. Send these forward. We're going to make the swordiest sword we possibly can. Motherfucker, how many fucking empty bottles do I have? Also, I've had, like, a bit of streamer luck, and gotten a couple of random stat boost things that never show up otherwise. This is a save that is, like, 10 to 14 hours deep, by the way. And I haven't even gotten past the midpoint. It's a 10-floor dungeon. I've gotten to floor 6 once. So the big thing about this game is that the progression is cruel, unkind, and uncaring. Yeah. Like, there's not really a better way to put it. But it is fun. I've half-assed controller support for it because the game doesn't naturally have it, but Steam is able to be like, hey, there's a controller profile for this. So if you're wondering why it looks like it feels so jank to play, it's because it feels really jank to play. Then you have rooms like this, which are fucking unfair. So every time we go up a floor, it becomes exponentially more difficult. And we, oh right, I have a skill set that gives me a spin to win move. I forgot. Ow. I should probably heal. I should probably also put this on my hotbar. Bitch, fuck you. So yeah, it's a combination of swords, hammers, maces, etc., and wands. And the wands all have different kind of like firing modes. Sorry, I have to use my brain for a moment. Not that, you know, that's a thing that I have. So yeah, you make your way through the dungeon. You try to eat as much food and as little shit as possible, and then you get as far as you can. And you try to set up your next run to get yourself a little bit farther. Yeah, like the earlier floor where this is a one-hit kill, this weapon's a lot better, but here it's a little lame. Get fucked, nerd. Also, there is a parrying system that I've not engaged with at all, because I'm using a hammer. But I do have at least one level of the perfect parry skill, so... Ooh! We have an enchantment. We could enchant something. Fuck it. You don't use it, you'll lose it, I guess. So now this hammer gives us +5 strength. But yeah, I've seen some absolutely fucking wacky combinations of skills and weapons. Like, there's a particular skill... So here's the permanent skill set. There are a lot more than just these. These are just the ones that I have. I think it's like every 4 levels you get a permanent skill point that you can use to permanently learn a skill that is attached to a piece of equipment you already have equipped. So, like, if I were to get one of those skill points, I could put another level into ice swings or into riposte, because I have those on my hammer. But skills exist on literally every piece of equipment, depending on the quality of that equipment. So there's a lot of stuff. Also, yeah, wacky builds. So there's also like a hit people with your backpack thing that's used for a particular interaction. That one's really fun. There's a skill that's dedicated to that attack that essentially removes the whole point of engaging with weapons at all. Also, basic fucking visual memory and understanding of where I've been. Then you have shit like spiders. They're assholes. So there are some things that I will stop and interact with that I might not go into detail on just because it's kind of become second nature while playing this. But this was a good turn your brain off game for a while. Ooh, that's a very good knife handle. Shit. Alright, well, let's hope we find another hilt. Fucked nerd. I'm gonna send back. Alright, between the two of these, this is an annoying short blade, does 45 to 55, has lifesteal and golden tongue attached to it. This does 88 to 118. I'm going to send this back so that we have it for next run. Because basically all of these usable things are completely fucking worthless if we don't make it to the 3rd floor, because that's where the forge is. And right now, the name of the game is determined by having the best possible weapon and armor that we can find. And as of right now, we can only... These are important to have, and they have never dropped at this rate. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying it. It's kind of insane, like literally just have stream on and suddenly drops are better. There we go, there's a level up. Also, level ups reset our health, so they're super clutch. And if you're wondering why I'm leveling int, the higher our int score, the more XP we gain. Which is a bit of a Mobius strip on leveling up. Okay, so I have gained a permanent skill. But we also don't have a lot that's particularly great. I'll save this for, like, the next, like, crazy skill I see that we don't have. But yeah, it's interesting. This is a game, I think I first saw it played on Reggie's YouTube channel, and that dude is insane. So he, of course, had several absolute bonkers builds, which basically made me say, okay, I want to see what I can do in this fucking shit show. It's very, like, there's a lot of systems and subsystems, but it is pretty straightforward. It is just a dungeon crawler with an emphasis on weapon and item progression as your primary source of moving forward. Get fucked, nerd. But yeah, Slasher's Keep, if I forgot to say the title. Or you didn't look below in the title. So the last minute's been pretty green, it's shot down to red, but like, I think that's the thing that fucks with the stream as much as it does, is the fluctuation between, oh hey, it's actually working, and then, oh boy, is it not working. And then the second I compliment the fact that it's been green for a minute, it goes back to red. Gotta love it. Okay, so the reason we want to get to the third floor with this particular run is that we have now, with that knife blade that we sent downstairs, we now have 2 items with it, which can be useful for a later run, but I want to use this skill point, and of course it's right there. Uh-oh. Backpedaling very slow, I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Hitboxes, alright. Is it already in here? Might have already been here. Yeah, it was already in here. So if I can get the Golden Tongue skill, that will affect our prices of sale and the prices that we buy things for at the shopkeep. And if we max that skill out, everything we buy basically becomes free, and everything we sell becomes like nigh infinite money. So, you know, just your average RPG. No, I'll be real. The other reason I wanted to try to check this out on stream is that it's super low intensity, so Hades is like graphically intensive because it's trying to render a lot of particle effects and shit, and the last time I streamed it was trying to render at fucking 360 frames a second, which might have had something to do with it, but ultimately, that stream still ate shit by the end of the day. Okay, I need to put this on my hotbar. I can't keep doing this. How do I do that? Let's, there we go. Alright, now it's on Y. Fuck you in particular, and fuck you in particular. The bug enemies are annoying because they can just fuck off over to a place where you can't do anything about them. I'm going to drop this so that I can pick up the shirt and put on the new shirt. Yep, that'll help. What about you? What are you doing? For a difference of 10, I'd rather keep the thing that gives me 2 additional skills. This is a minor point of annoyance. Okay. Now forward. And of course, it's a dungeon, there's traps like that all over the place. Oh, we are on the 3rd floor, cool. Alright, so here's one of the other components of the thing that we haven't really engaged with on the stream just yet. What else do we have? We have this weird pommely thing. So yeah, we can make weapons that are better than what we can find. Hypothetically. They could be worse. But, you know, we could just have it be a fucking stacked mess, but I'd prefer it actually look like a thing. You know? We'll put that at the end there, make it look like a pommel, even though we have a pommel that isn't really a pommel. Yeah, we'll embed these into, like, the haft. There, that looks like anything. The Unabashed Vrokthrak in decent condition. It does 94 to 126 damage a hit. It has fast speed, which is good. Melee crit is 1%. I get a 1 point intelligence and a 1 point strength buff while I have it equipped. Range and speed is plus 2.6. Melee knockback is plus 2.8. A max health bonus of plus 43 and a ranged bonus of 1%. That's definitely useful to have on a sword. It also imparts a level of Fiery Blows, Icy Swings, Golden Tongue, and Arcanist. Okay, I need to clear fucking space so I can get that shit out of there. Okay. Okie dokie, I still don't have any pants. Like the things you realize as you go. Alright, so now that we have this on, we technically are currently equipped with 1 level of each of the things attached to it. But because we had a level up that gave us a permanent learning point, we can go over to a skill like Golden Tongue and get 1 permanent level of it. So now we have a permanent level of it and the level that we get from the item. So you have mastered the art of the deal. Wicked wit and ruthless conversation strategies allow you to dominate transactions and reap huge benefits. The first item at each vendor location is free. So, the next floor that we go to is going to be the one before the boss. So you best believe I'm going to get the most expensive thing he has and throw it down the hole for the next run. Also, all other vendor items are 5% cheaper because I have 2 levels of it currently. You know what? Is there... No, I put the permanent buff on the hammer. Which maybe was not the best choice. It's been a while. Like, we've had good luck for certain drops, but then, like, we've gone 3 levels without having pants. Which is something. So this is the sacrifice altar. So if you have a weapon that is rare or higher, which is the green outline or higher, you can just give it to... You can sacrifice it, and it will turn into something else. Like, this one was a vial of club rub. Ooh. Enchantment plus 2 strength. We could get really insular with this. 2736, 2936. Yeah, that's a net worse option. Only worth a potion of invisibility or invulnerability. Okay, so we need to... This is an enchantment we could just put on the item. So this, like, these scrolls are like permanent buffs to equipment. I'm gonna put it on there. Cause fuck it, why not? So we were able to trade our glove for some pants. They're pretty good pants, too. It's 24 fucking armor and a level of Arcanist. Which ain't half bad. Ain't half bad at all. We still don't even have a full set, which is kind of wild. Because we're still missing a hat and a necklace. Or a pendant, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Don't walk into the spike wall. That would be an embarrassing end to this run. We can sell those to Dude. And where's... Okay, we gotta go back down there. Quickest way is through here. So we can grab a couple of the trash items on the way and then, you know, have them ready to be sold. Stuff like that. Yeah, fine. There's no way through here. Why am I dumb? Why am I a fool? Have I not suffered enough? Video game. Clearly I have. There's a whole stat screen on OBS right now proving that I have. It's not a through way. Alright, cool, we gotta go the long way around. Mostly because we went the wrong direction, but who's keeping score on that? Is this game fully out, or are you just playing the demo? No, this is a fully released game. It's been out for a few years now. Like, I don't know if it was a single dev team, but it's very, you know, very indie. Yeah, this is fully out. I know that normally I've been doing demonstrables on Wednesdays, but I wanted to try to do something that was a little less graphically intensive so I can test to see if the stream would be fine, and obviously, since my fucking bitrate is as bipolar as my X. It's not, so yeah, that's what it is. This game is fully out. It's also, like, pretty cheap. I would fully fucking recommend it. Slasher's Cape. It's on Steam. So this trash chute basically just sends equipment to the next run. So if you don't have confidence that you're going to make it through this time, you can save some of your better shit. Especially because I think every game, or every weapon that you make, if you die with it, I don't think it gets circulated into the weapons you can find. I think it's just gone forever. Yeah. But we now have a level of Golden Tongue. So what's the most expensive thing you have? I can't tell because it's set to free. I have not even seen some of these skills. We need this. It doesn't matter what else. Improved Sack Smack is the start of an absolutely disgusting build that is amazing.
That was nice.
Alright, let's see. We need a helmet, right? We have just enough for a helmet, or necklace requires 8 strength and 11 intelligence. Starburst, fiery blows, wand slinger. Or we can commit to a particular weapon component for next run. But that would be a little silly, wouldn't it? Ooh, ring. That's a very good ring. But what if I got this helmet?
Don't get yourself killed.
This has to go in the trash chute.
I'm sure I got something for you.
In 169, there's no way. Okay. What about anything the fuck else? No. Anything with the skills immediately triple expensive? Alright. We'll just put this over here. What's this ring about?
Be safe, friend.
Okay. It's not the best possible option, but we have prepared ourselves for the next potential run. So let's see if we can get a win against this fucking boss that I hate. Top up for health. Use one of these. You know, why don't we use some of this shit, right? Like, never do. I'm gonna put more of this into the trash chute. We either make it out of here or we don't. Alright. So this is the first boss. This is on floor 5. It's a giant fucking spider. Arachnophobia warning. So this thing hits like a truck, shocking absolutely no one. But there's a fun little cheese for this boss. You can see from his upper health bar that I'm doing jack shit. Yes, I just fucking parried a spider. What are you going to do about it? So the fun cheese is if you break enough of the eggs, he has to walk through the acid, and it hurts him. Or her, because it's a mom spider laying eggs. I'm not that stupid. Yeah, that's it. That's spider. Also, drops a fuck ton of good shit. Or, you know, variably good shit. So this is a new hat. It's not as good. These are better pants, though. Like by a country fucking mile. Oh my god, look at those leggings. These are the better pants. Holy crap. Heroic pole axe has electrified strikes. It says mace knockback, sword speed, axe crit. This thing has scrap collector, and I want to know what the fuck that is. And then this thing has cryo mastery, which is, I'm assuming, the damage modifier for the... Sorry, for the ice strike spell or ability that we have access to. Just verifying that this would not be possible. Okay. So, I have absolutely no faith that we will make it through the next floor. You will see why almost immediately. We have a single quest. That quest is to make it to the trash chute so that we can send all the shit we just got from the spider back to the start. Also, exponential growth per level. Our damage output is probably not good enough for any of these. Shit. This is the new sword with all that good damage, remember? Oh my gosh, Jack, you are very concerned about something. What is it? What's going on? Is somebody else walking their dog outside? Sorry. You're very concerned about something. What could possibly bother you that much? That is a Jack absolutely peeking my mic. I think somebody's walking their dog. He's usually not this, Oh, fuck. Okay, great. You're okay, bud. I promise you that you are fine. See, this is the downside. Obviously, none of our equipment is good enough to actually be here. Jack just wants his screen time. Fucking, like, working for SAG-AFTRA, this dog. He wants to get his lines on screen. Guaranteed. I just want to get to the fucking thing that lets me drop shit. Get that jerk away from me. Come on, you wanna come in? You wanna make a mistake? The spike wall doesn't care what your fucking defense value is. Oh, the Jackie boy. That's a big concern. What's the deal, man? He's a good boy, though. Desperate for attention. I don't know why. I give him nothing but attention all fucking day. and also pets. And also, he has like a dedicated spot on my bed. This dog is treated like royalty. Also, this level has a lot of traps, so that's something. That is something indeed. No, thank you. Alright, well. Maybe we can try the other direction. Maybe not. That was just my whole health bar, and there goes all of that shit that we got. Cool. So beyond, you'll see the true cost of failure. 22 money, 2 strength, 2, 5 dex, 2 intelligence. Or no, 5 intelligence, 2 dex, 2 strength. 2 levels and all non-permanent skills. Any items you didn't toss into an item chute are now gone. Also, we're in jail. The problem is, they forgot to put hinges on these doors. So everything we put in the trash chute ends up in this chest. You think you would tell the guys that are dragging us back here, maybe they don't want to harm us, but I'm not going to question it. Fuck it. So we get our starting gear and anything else we throw in there. Which, thankfully, we still have this. And we have the startings of a decent short sword. As long as I don't accidentally throw that away. But yeah, now, like, going back to level 1, where you breathe at an enemy and then they die, with the equipment we have. It is kind of wild how, like, the range is just completely disproportionate. Because floor 1 to floor 2 is like, okay, that's a mild jump if you have even a moderate degree of equipment. Which we won't always will. Like, sometimes we get caught off guard or the game glitches out and kills us. He deserves the attention all the time. He does. He does. He's a good boy. He's also very loud. He doesn't have to be loud. It's just an aloe vera leaf. Tell me that's a short sword. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Sure. Those are bullshit compared to our $200 pants. Yeah, demonic legs, man. 13 intelligence required. It gives us an extra knockback, but the improved sack smack. We need to get a level. A level that gives us a permanent skill learned thing, because that skill is the key to greatness. Because as you saw, floor 6 didn't give a shit about how good the sword we just made was. The spike walls, however, Jack, you're aware of this, the spike walls, instant kill. Instant kill. Sack smack, yeah. There is an intention in the cock and ball humor here. Do you have? I'm sorry. Is this too low brow for you, sir? Would you prefer a more refined palette of humorous musings? Jack over here eating the artisanal food. It's starting to go to his head. And he thinks he's too highbrow for ball humor. Although I just said that word and he's probably giving me a glare right now. And there he goes. I'm gonna assume that people are home. Oh man. 204,000 frames since the refresh, huh? Alright, well. But yeah, so he is a pup of culture, thank you very much. I mean, you know, he has certain appreciations. He also likes yelling at people for existing. I'm assuming that the rest of the fam is home, and that's why he's in the backyard freaking out. You know, y'all, I think just because I'm seeing what the frame rate is, I think I'm gonna call it a night there. Mostly because I've got work in 2 hours, but usually that isn't crazy amount. What kind of pup is he? Okay, so before we go, yeah, there we go. All right, Slasher's Keep. Whenever you try to close the game, it crashes. It's that kind of game. Love it. It is a really addicting gameplay loop of like, hey, don't fuck up too badly or else you're gonna lose more than you can. Like, it's very easy to fuck up like sequentially and then lose more levels than you gained. Jack is a mixed breed. He's mostly Samoyed, and I think there's a bit of Shepherd in there. But he is they did the dog 23andMe for him, and I think there's like 2% Chihuahua in there. I don't know how. He does not appreciate me shit-talking his lineage, though. I don't know, man. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I want to say the stream's been better compared to last time, which, I mean, it's been green at all, but we've dropped a combined 400,000 frames in 2.5 hours. I don't know if that's even fucking possible. I don't think it is. I don't think the math adds up on that. I really don't. But, you know, this was a little more, like, tolerable than watching Hades at, like, 16 frames. There's nobody online to raid into. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. I am gonna scream at my ISP tomorrow morning. They be lying. To my ISP, or... Are you streaming at a high frame rate? No, so... I'm so tired of doing the fucking, like, here's my stream setup thing. Not saying it's you specifically, Eric. It's just like I've gone through. It should be fine. It should be fine. It should be more than fine. It should be better than fine. I stream at 1080p at 60 frames a second, which to do so, you really only need 6,000 kilobits per second upload speed. It shouldn't be a problem. Also, there shouldn't be as much fluctuation for, like, 2 frames of differential, which is my background and the active fucking, you know, the active mic PNG. I mean, isn't it like peak where you cranked up? So I didn't crank it up to shit. Fucking the peak devs default it to 400 frames per second as their frame cap. No, I'm very careful. And the Hades update pushing it to remove your preference for the frame rate limiter is one thing. I'm getting yelled at. Why? Okay. I'll make it quick. I've checked all the settings. I should be streaming optimally. I technically should be able to stream what I'm streaming 3 times over with my average upload bitrate. There's no conceivable explanation other than my computer secretly dying but not letting me know in any other tests I run, or my ISP is fucking me over, or it's just OBS and Twitch. Maybe OBS broke something in their last 2 updates. Who knows? Maybe it's Twitch. I have to investigate further and yell at more people. But speaking of getting yelled at, I think I have to go in my car. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, no one to raid into, so we're gonna call it a night there. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna try to figure this out. Hopefully next stream. Hopefully next stream.